Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am a representative of Group 3. Will tell you about our materials. It is Campaign Draft Explanation Singapore. But first, let me introduce of our member groups. There are Aurel Evan Arya, Naura Normalita, Afrianti, Marcella Indah, Dede Permana, and me, Muthiara Syufa. Okay, this is the mind map. According to our materials, COVID-19 has six elements. The first is how to survive on pandemic, economic perspective, like going digital or small enterprises. And the second, actively donating on this pandemic, like online donating platform. The third, tourism on pandemic, like tourist destination, tourism trend, tourism regulation on pandemic, and surviving during pandemic. Next, herd immunity statics, like vaccine distribution, vaccine types, anti-vaxxers, and government regulation. And the last, reference and recent case statics. Next, how about Singapore COVID-19? This is the data about Singapore's COVID-19. The multi-ministry task force had announced that Singapore will scale back social interaction from 27 on September through 24 October 2021, so as to slow down community transmissions and allow for better stability. The measures will be reviewed 2 weeks after and may be adjusted based on the community situation then. Next, about Singapore's COVID-19 vaccination program. The COVID-19 vaccination program seeks to protect Singaporeans against COVID-19, as well as to protect businesses and jobs through the progressive reopening of Singapore. Vaccination is free to all Singaporeans and long-term residents in Singapore. There is a risk for serious, life-threatening disease and death from COVID-19 infection, especially in the elderly and other vulnerable groups, like persons with comorbidities. Getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is one way to prevent the disease, minimize the risk of transmission, and prevent our healthcare system from being overwhelmed. Okay, this is the vaccination data as of 18th October 2021. It is important for us to achieve as high as a level of population coverage as possible to provide protection for the majority of our population. A population with high vaccination coverage against COVID-19 will indirectly protect those who are unable to receive COVID-19 vaccination, like severely immunocompromised individuals, subgroups such as children where safety data is not available, as the risk of the transmission of the disease will be greatly reduced. Next, the donation. The National Volunteer and Philanthropy Center, or NVPC, said on Monday, April 5th, that its online donation platform received $102 million in donation for the financial year from April 1st, 2020 to March 31, 2021. This is more than 2.5 times the $39.5 million raised in the last financial year. Okay, next. The impact of COVID-19 on the Singapore economic business. The impact of COVID-19 on the Singapore economic has been significant. Sectors that have been the most severely affected are those that rely on international travel, including the air transport, accommodation, and other tourism-related sectors. Consumer-facing sectors such as retail and food services have also been badly affected by the cutback in domestic consumption at, amidst progressively stricter safe distancing measures. At the same time, outward-oriented sectors like manufacturing and wholesale trade have been affected by the fall in external demand and supply chain disruptions, while domestically oriented sectors like construction and real estate have been affected by negative spillovers arising from the downturn in the domestic economy. However, there are also bright spots in the economy with the rise in demand for online sales and services. Next, the impact of COVID-19 on the Singapore economic business. Are the graphic data of the impact of COVID-19 on the Singapore economic business. Taking these factors into account, MTI has further downgraded the 2020 GDP growth forecast for the Singapore economy to minus 7.0% to minus 4.0%, from minus 4.0% to minus 1.0%. Okay, the COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated digital transformation at 59% of organizations we surveyed, and 66% say they have been able to complete initiatives that previously encountered resistance. And executives has become more trusting of what technology can do, and they are pushing ahead with digital transformation. They indicate that they are planning for COVID-19 recovery to include investment in technology such as AI, IoT, blockchain, and cloud. The benefits long extolled by technophiles have become more broadly embraced across organizational leadership. To stack the deck for success, organizations need to be sure for uh, to be sure their people are as capable, resilient, and adaptable as their technologies for the long term. Okay. Uh, Short-term visitors who have obtained their tamper-proof vaccination stickers before uh, 30, 30 September are staying in Singapore beyond 30 September, planning to remain Singapore beyond 30 days, will need to take a serology test at a clinic to have their vaccination records ingested into the National Immunization Registry, or NIR. Short-term visitors can enter in Singapore under the Safe Travel lanes, which include the Air Travel Pass, Reciprocal Greenland, and the Vaccinated Travel Lane, or with special prior approval. Short-term travels entering Singapore after 30 September 2021 who have been fully vaccinated overseas with vaccines approved under the WHO Emergency Use Listening, or EUL, can get their overseas vaccination records ingested into the NIR. Their vaccination status will be shown on their Trust Together or Health Hub application within 24 hours after the NIR has been notified of their overseas COVID-19 vaccination reports. And there are the reference from our materials from many journals and many sources. That's all from us. We hope you understand as well about our materials. And thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.